Hey there and welcome to Dark Blue Nutrition. My name is Katie. I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. Today we're going to chat about weight loss advice that is more harmful than helpful. And I think it goes without saying that there is probably an endless list of things that meet this criteria, but today we're just going to stick to a few and share my thoughts about it. And then hopefully at the end of this video you can walk away with a few strategies, or at least walk away from this video knowing a few things that if you see them from your Aunt Karen, from your coworker, or on the internet, then you can totally push them aside and ignore them. This is coffee, but today we're spilling the tea. Okay, so the first really common thing that I see in the weight loss community is overexercising. So the problem with this is that a lot of you out there that may be overexercising may not even identify that you are overexercising. You may not identify with that label. I definitely was an overexerciser when I first got into nutrition, so I know from experience and I'm not here to judge. But here's the point. Your body does need rest. We need rest to actually build muscle back. So if you have a really great, elaborate workout plan, but you're not having any rest days, your body does not have that time to rebuild the muscle that is broken down within your strength building workouts. Going all out 7 days a week, all the time, 24/7, is just not sustainable and not good for anybody. You need to take a minimum of 1 to 2 days per week to rest and relax. And yes, of course, I'm not saying that you can't do anything like that day, like you just sit on the couch and do nothing. You can do things like take a gentle walk, have a gentle yoga stretch, or anything like that. Do some foam rolling maybe to help iron out those muscles and make them feel better. That's typically the things that I do on my off days when resting. But the point is there's really no pressure. You should take those days off whether or not you're doing some light activity or nothing at all. In the long term, if you focus on really going hard on the days that you do work out and then taking and honoring those rest days, I promise you'll have better results by muscle gain and just feeling better and doing better in all areas of life. So overexercise, not a good thing. A moderate amount of exercise, perfect. The next piece of advice that I see commonly in weight loss is cutting out carbohydrates. So first, let's dispel the myth of why this is a common misconception in the dieting community and why it's often used as a weight loss strategy. So cutting carbohydrates temporarily does lower your weight loss pretty rapidly. And the reason is for every gram of carbohydrate that you eat that gets stored in your glycogen, which is your body's storage system for glucose. So when you need energy and you haven't been consuming food, your body takes from your glycogen stores and puts it into your bloodstream so you can survive and have energy. For every gram that is stored in your body, that stored carbohydrate, you hold on to a certain amount of water. Now, the reason is neither here nor there, but the point is that when you do a low carb diet, you're gonna pull first from your body's carbs that it has, which is not gonna be very many if you're not eating much carbs. Then it's gonna pull from your glycogen stores and use that as energy in your body. And remember, we said the water is held on to that glycogen. That in essence is going to take the water with it, which is going to lower your weight pretty quickly temporarily. Now, the moment that you have carbs back in your diet, that is going to increase, which is why you probably see results immediately, the scale going down, and then you see the scale go right back up when you eat normally. And usually these low carb diets kind of lead to binge eating or overeating later. So inevitably that weight will come back just as fast as it was lost. So that was a really long-winded answer, but I hope that helped explain kind of the science behind it, because I think it is helpful to know sometimes why things work and then why they don't work long-term. The next very common mistake that I see in the weight loss community is buying a bunch of supplements for weight loss. Now, I used to work at a health food store before I was a dietitian, so I knew all the supplements in the store, or a lot of them. I tried to know all the supplements in the store, and unfortunately, there were quite a few supplements that kind of promoted fat burning. Now, that is so icky to me, but it's true that there's always gonna be some supplement out there claiming to do this. Now, the problem with this is that not a whole lot of supplements are regulated. There are some really good brands that I can leave for you in the comment section below, but for the sake of this video, let's just say that most fat burning pills are probably not backed by the FDA, and they're also probably just not legitimate in general and don't have any scientific backing to their claims. There's really not a whole lot of evidence that a supplement alone is going to burn fat or melt fat or help you lose weight. Typically, it's either one of two things if it is a dietary supplement for weight loss, and that is either it's a stimulant, so it helps you boost your metabolism just a little bit, kind of like coffee, probably a similar amount to coffee, so you could have something very much way more affordable doing the same thing, or an ingredient that's herbal that is supposed to kind of suppress your appetite. Now, most of the time, herbal remedies to kind of suppress hunger don't work because that's not how hunger works. I mean, hunger is physical, don't get me wrong, but hunger is also psychological and emotional and social. There's like social connections with eating food. So you can't just say that if you take away hunger that you're not gonna eat, because A, it's not gonna take care of hunger forever, and B, there are just so many other reasons why we eat. It's not just hunger-based. So all in all, I really don't recommend any supplements that promote fat burning. I think it's much better to just eat a balanced diet, eat throughout the day, and keep your metabolism humming that way. And if you want a boost in energy, have coffee or tea. And then the last thing that I hear a lot in the weight loss community that I don't agree with is cutting out the foods that you enjoy in order to lose weight. So this is something that I always talk about in a lot of my videos. I am a mindful eating / intuitive eating focused dietitian, so I highly promote that all foods can fit into a healthy diet. And demonizing certain foods, calling foods bad, calling foods good, and labeling foods like that is really more damaging to our psychology than it is helpful. It's not helpful. Cutting the foods out that we love also sets us up for a shaky relationship with that food. We're putting the food on a pedestal and then saying that we can't have it, which if anyone out there has tried to do that with just about anything, when you can't have something, you want it more. So you end up daydreaming about it. You end up really wanting that food more than ever because you can't have it. And then the moment that you have it, you feel that sense of guilt, shame, and just feeling out of control when you finally do eat it. So overall, just not a good idea to demonize foods like that or cut out foods, because inevitably, if you love that food, you will have it, and you're better off just having it without all the guilt and shame, because you'll eat a normal portion and you'll be listening to your body, and eating it that way is a whole lot healthier than eating it when you are binge eating because you have restricted that food and you call yourself a terrible person for eating it. Just not healthy psychologically, mentally, physically, anything like that. So I highly recommend that you include all foods in your diet as a part of a healthy diet, and we can talk about this more. Let me know what questions you have about this, because I know it is a struggle for many to kind of incorporate this and feel like you're doing something positive for your body and not just saying, oh, I don't care about my health, because that's not what I'm about either. I'm about the balance. So please let me know your questions and how I can best help you in the comment section below. And this is a great segue into my 7-day food and fitness freedom challenge. If you are someone who is interested in eating healthy and living a fit and active lifestyle, but you want to do it in a mindful and intuitive way, then definitely check out my 7-day challenge. It's a little ebook, and you can even join my Facebook community where we can chat more about having a healthy relationship with food, and it'll give you some tips and strategies for a healthier relationship with food. So definitely check that out, join my email list, and you will be up to date on all the new things that are coming out, because there is a ton of exciting news that's coming, including a course later on in 2022, hopefully around April. That is what I'm shooting for. So y'all are holding me accountable, and thank you so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.